these operations that we're doing on polynomials also can be done with functions, because the functions that we've been looking at are all polynomials. So this is what it looks like if you're going to add functions, subtract functions, or multiply functions. And you would just do the same thing that we just looked at. If it tells you that you're supposed to add the two functions together, then you add them the same way that we added them previously. If it tells you you have to subtract, you subtract them the same way we did here. And if it tells you to multiply them, well, we just looked at 4 examples of multiplying polynomials, and we could have listed those polynomials as functions. So lastly, with the functions, we're going to take and we're going to find compositions of polynomials. So function composition, and we've done this before, but maybe not to the extent that we're going to do it here. We were given 2 functions. F of x is x squared minus 5x minus 2, and g of x is 2x squared plus 3, and we're going to have to find g of f of x. Now remember, the one that's on the inside, f of x, is the one that gets plugged into the outer one. So that means we're going to have to take this whole trinomial here and plug it in for this x. All right, so let's get started. We're going to be taking this trinomial and plugging it in here because we're doing f into g. So we're going to have 2, and now here's where we plug in x squared minus 5x minus 2 squared, right? Because that's what our first term is. It's 2x squared. So we've got 2 and then our polynomial squared. And then there's a plus 3. All right, so that means that if we're following order of operations, which we always are, especially when we're simplifying, we have to square this trinomial first, then double everything, and then add 3, right? So we have to square it first. And we have some experience with doing a trinomial times another trinomial. So in this case, it's just that both of the trinomials are identical. So we're going to have 2, and I'm going to write it out. X squared minus 5x minus 2 times x squared minus 5x minus 2, and then a plus 3 on the end. We're going to use the same procedure that we used for the other example when we did a trinomial times a trinomial. So we're going to start with this x squared, and I'm going to distribute it to each term in the second set of parentheses. So first, x squared times x squared will give me x to the 4th. Then x squared times negative 5x will give me negative 5x to the 3rd. And then x squared times negative 2 will give me negative 2x squared. All right, 1 down, 2 to go. Now we're going to distribute the negative 5x. So negative 5x times x squared is negative 5x cubed. Notice I'm lining them up like I did on the last one. Negative 5x times negative 5x is a positive 25x squared. And negative 5x times negative 2 is a positive 10x. All right, last one. Negative 2 is going to be distributed to each term in the second set of parentheses. So negative 2 times x squared gives us negative 2x squared. And again, I'm lining up my like terms. Negative 2 times negative 5x will give us a positive 10x. Negative 2 times negative 2 gives us a positive 4. So now when we're combining like terms, we just look for the ones that are stacked on top of each other because those are our like terms. So I'm going to bring down this 2. And then I've got x to the 4th. Okay, done with that. Now I've got negative 5x cubed and negative 5x cubed. Combine them to get negative 10x cubed. Done with that. Moving on, negative 2x squared, a positive 25x squared, and another negative 2x squared. So negative 2 plus negative 2 will give me negative 4. Plus 25 will give me a positive 21x squared. Done with that. Then I've got positive 10x and positive 10x. That's an easy one. Combine those to get positive 20x. And then I've got this 4, and I could just bring the 4 down and write it there, but I know that I've got that 3 up there, so might as well combine them now and get plus 7. But remember, actually, take that back. The reason why we can't combine those yet is because the 4, if you remember from the beginning, was in the parentheses. So we're going to write 4, close the parentheses, and then plus 3. Because we still have this 2 that's out in front that we have to distribute. And that's going to be our last step, well, last 2 steps, is to distribute the 2 and then combine our constants. All right, so let's distribute the 2. That means we're doubling everything that's inside the parentheses. So we've got 2x to the 4th minus 20x cubed plus 42x squared plus 40x plus 8 and then plus 3. And we can combine those to get 11. So our final answer would look like this. And we're done. Now, that problem took a lot of work, but all we were doing at each stage was multiplying and adding. Okay, so first, we plugged this expression into there, right? Which meant we had to do 2 times that expression squared. So first we squared it. So to square it, that's when we did all of this, right? We distributed each term from the first set of parentheses to each term in the second set of parentheses, and we got all of this. Then we combined all of these like terms to get what we had inside the parentheses. Then we took the 2 that's out in front and distributed it. And the last thing we did was combine our 2 constant terms to get 11, and then we had our finished polynomial, our final answer.